Kellie, is Ray Brehm ready to go 40 minutes? Do you have her on her minute count? What's her status in that regard?
She's not ready to go 40 minutes. I'll be honest with you, I don't think any of our players will play 40 minutes. But we're just getting her minutes every day in practice, and you know, at this point, it's about like everybody else. You know, we just got to work her in. She's got to come in and perform. She's got to feel good about what she's doing. I think that, you know, that's a big piece for her. You know, mentally, but because when you're out that long, it takes a little while to get back, and we understand that. We'll have patience with her.
So will the minutes be dictated by performance or by health?
The minutes at this point are dictated by performance. I mean, I think we're not going to play her if she's not healthy, and right now we have the clearance to play her.
Just having her back, even in that capacity, what does that mean to the other gals?
Well, I think just having Ray back, you know, gives them a boost. You know, I think, you know, everybody understands what Ray can do and what Ray is capable of, and you know, having her out there is another issue for our opponents to worry about. I think that's a big piece, and obviously she's dynamic and she's a playmaker, so you know, that's a positive for us.
Coach, you were really effusive with your comments after Arkansas about the team, talking about how tough these guys are and how you like to go to, you know, the battle with them and such. It seems almost unusual. Like some coaches, even if they feel that way, won't necessarily say that. What brought you to that point with this group?
I think it was Mickey Dearstone. After the game, he grabbed me and he just said, "I've seen a lot of teams play, and I've never seen anything like this." And it was a very positive statement towards our team, and I think that just got me a little emotional, and you know, kind of carried that over to my media, I guess. But they've done everything we've asked them to do. They really have, and they're fun to coach. They're great to coach. They're great teammates. They fight, and I don't know. I think they needed. I needed to say that. I needed the world to hear that.
Did you want them to hear that? Was there any concern about how they might react to it, or not?
I think they know. I think they know. I think they know that we love them and we're proud of them, and we come in. We're very honest with them. We talk about that, but then we talk about how we're going to get better. So we have both sides with our team. I think we have really good open dialogue. So I think the team I think the team knew that. I think the world just needed to hear it.
Kellie, is that some of what leads into the post-game celebrations?
You know, these post-game celebrations have taken on a whole life of their own. You know, the coaches are out in the hallway. We're trying to figure out what we're going to do, and the players trumped us. I mean, they just one up us about every time. So it's fun. You know, it's fun, and I love the fact that they are happy and celebrating wins, because, like we've said from day one, wins are hard to get, and you better enjoy them.
Kellie, Twitter and your fans loved the video of your assist to Jordan. Can I get your thoughts on that play?
Yeah, well, I did. After the game, Jordan asked who picked her up, and I was a little offended that she didn't know immediately. No, I'm just kidding. I did tell her that I needed her to get up, so I said I was going to grab you, and then I saw the ball, and then I was going to throw you to the ball. We had a good time with that. We had a lot of fun. I actually sent the clip to our team in our little chat message and asked if there was any way I could get half of a steal credit for that one. Jordan gave me a steal credit for that one in our group chat. You know, it's just one of those things. It's just a fun team, and when you're playing well or when you're winning and things are going well, all that stuff it's just fun to be a part of.
Kellie, do you think you would be a really good defensive team even without Tamari Keith?
Our defense would have to change if we didn't have Tamari. We would have to do things a little bit differently, I believe. And I think we could. I think we could be a good defensive team, but I think it would look very different. We'd probably have to change some things schematically without her.
Did she show you a different side of herself? I mean, she was guarding the perimeter on Sunday, and does that give you some thoughts for what you might do with her going forward?
So I have no issues with Tamari Garden on the perimeter. I know she can do it. She's done it before. We've seen her be able to do it in practice. She's pretty mobile. Now she's not going to guard a point guard out there, but she can guard her position out on the floor. I'm very confident with that. The problem is then she's not in the paint helping her 4 teammates. So it's really her being on the perimeter is not an issue for her. It's an issue for everybody else. And so we're trying to keep her in for our team's sake.
Kellie, you said since the beginning of the season that you felt depth was one of your strengths, and even losing players and starters. Do you feel like that depth is proven now, especially with COVID and SEC play might knock out players unexpectedly?
Oh yeah, depth is that's a big deal because at any point you have no idea what's going to happen. You have no idea what your roster is going to look like from game to game. I think look at some of the games that have happened and it's just facts. And so you hope that your entire roster is ready to go. And even players for us that may not get a lot of minutes in normal SEC games, they've had enough minutes for us to have enough confidence to put them out there if the situation warrants it. And I think that's important.
And then after that Stanford loss, you had a couple easier games, but now you're into the thick of SEC play. What do you feel like your team has taken from that loss and improved when it comes to these tougher teams?
Well, I think right now I feel like every game we've improved or we've tried to take something to learn. That Stanford game, I think although we were disappointed in the outcome, I think our players actually took some confidence out of that game. I think they learned some things, that realized where we needed to get better in some things. And I thought probably best of all, I thought they had a great attitude and mindset coming out of that game, coming off that loss. They were very motivated. They would have been anyway, but also with a different air about themselves. I think they have a little bit more, if they could have had a little bit more confidence, coming out of that game that we can really play with anybody. And, I think that's going to serve us well in this tough SEC schedule.
Kind of follow up on what you said. There have been a number of SEC games postponed so far. And I just wondered if you've been taking extra precautions, not just with the players, but your support staff, to make sure that the virus doesn't hit you.
Yeah, I think for us, we've kind of ramped some of our protocols back up. We're in masks more often now than we were for a little bit. I don't know that there is a foolproof way of, avoiding this. We're just doing the best we can. And I think right now that's what everybody's doing and, just hoping for the best. We want to take this very seriously, and the health of our players, it's very serious. We want to play basketball, but we do make sure that we're taking care of our team first.
Kellie, looking at the game notes, you've dropped 20-plus points in both the first and fourth quarter, 4 straight games. Shout out to Eric for that stat. But what makes you guys so successful to start the game and then to finish the game?
I think we come out with a pretty clear game plan, and I think our team, we've been able to punch first, I guess, so to speak, in some of these early games. And then I think the fourth quarter, I think you've just seen strong finishes. Like our team really feels good about getting to the fourth quarter and having a lot of gas in the tank. So to speak. And I think at times in the last few games we've just worn people down in that fourth quarter. I don't know if it's always going to hold true, but I think that's what's happened in the last few games.
How close is Jordan Horson kind of getting back to 100%? Because she's going to be pretty key for you guys in defending perimeters tomorrow.
Yeah, I think Jordan's in pretty good shape right now. I think that Arkansas game was a much needed game for her to kind of get the rust off, the Christmas break off of her, and get back into the swing of things. So she's been good in practice and looks good. I mean, moving really well. I was making a comment the other day about how well she was moving in practice. So I feel really good about where she's at.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.